Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Wait. Oh yeah. I think it was just your audio was probably hooked up to the actual laptop, like it's that sounds really good, like the best you've ever sounded. Like that sounds really really good. Welcome back to Failure at its Finest Hour. Um,
The
let's just
cold open.
everyone's clap, everyone clap. We're out.
Cheers, buddies. Cheers, buddies.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Finally, they are out and about. So hopefully you've been enjoying the first 6 episodes. This is episode 9, as we still need to figure out, like, if we want to stay caught up, if we want to be like recording an episode and then dropping that one, as the most recent one, because it's going to. I'm probably going to cut this actually now that I'm talking about it, but
Either that, or you could flip flop them.
yeah,
You're kind of
I guess
babbling
because
right
we
now.
don't really.
Sorry, buddy.
We don't really,
We'll keep going.
whatever. Yeah, I'll cut that. We have Twitter, all of our socials are up, so follow them. We do have the YouTube, just audio for now, as I'll hire somebody from Thailand, pay him 50 cents, 50 cents a day to edit our stuff. So hopefully we can get some videos for you guys.
Producer.
But yeah, Twitter
Mail
is
order
at
producer.
FAIF Hour. Hopefully we'll get some cooler stuff on the Twitter, but hopefully you're enjoying. We're gonna continue. This is a lot of fun. I've been getting a lot of good feedback. But I want to start. I don't know if I told you guys yet. I forgot. But did you see, coming back to episode 4 of Lady of the Night Manager, did you guys hear that Mr. Manager has been fired?
Got the boot.
No way.
Yeah,
He got
he
the
got
boot,
canned this
man.
past weekend. So,
Jeez,
Who's-
good riddance.
What for?
and I guess it is for the YouTube, because we didn't really dive into, listening back to that episode.
No way.
yeah, I
For
fucking.
We
real?
didn't talk
Yeah.
about. I was surprised that we didn't get to it, but we told you about the YouTube video that he posted about the guy that dropped a fucking deuce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a YouTube video of it on his YouTube channel, and he made another one with commentary. And he was kind of an asshat. It's probably.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
really?
he was kind of a dick during it. Like, I think making fun of really the guy's mentals. But something we didn't talk about is also on that YouTube channel, he has a video of him
Oh,
like
yeah,
blowing
dude.
dolls' heads off with firecrackers
with his kid, isn't it?
with his kid, and
Isn't he
his
like
kids.
with his kid or nephew or
Yep,
something?
yep. And he's teeing up this doll with like a driver, and he's smoking it, and like he's like throwing axes at a doll and like chopping its heads off. Super
Remember he
sus
put
stuff.
putting like fireworks inside like the baby's like eye sockets and
Yes.
stuff. I mean,
And
this
so
dude is sick.
I heard
Just-
that
Just have a little
maybe
fun.
corporate got a hold of the YouTube channel and kind of saw what was going
Oh.
on, which I would think it would be hilarious if that's why he got canned and not because he was a horrible fucking manager in person. Like they haven't seen that in the last however many years he's worked there, that he was terrible at
Dude.
his job, and they're like, oh, you know what? He's blowing dolls' heads off. He's done.
So he got canceled.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you want to put it that way.
Got
But
canceled for having a little bit of fun.
had to start off with that because I was listening back to that episode this past weekend. I heard the news. I was like, oh, gotta start with Mr. Manager.
I
Getting-
saw that.
getting
and
the
I
axe.
also, a few weeks ago, I also saw some people like post some shit like on my Facebook from the hometown, obviously. And it was like them basically, they like someone shared a picture of it and someone was saying like it was messed up how he had it like on his YouTube because like the guy had like a mental like
Yeah.
disability, I guess.
And right
And, like,
now,
people were like saying like holy fuck, like this guy should be fired, obviously. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, he's just like blatantly like making fun of the guy.
yeah, and clearly the guy had issues, and
Yeah.
obviously
And
we're
yeah.
talking about him. We didn't really say anything too harsh, but we're not a manager of a fucking grocery store that is in the public
I
eye.
also like when I
and-
first heard about it, like I saw the video before I had like any kind of like context on it. Like I didn't know who it was, like what it was. I thought it was just some random person, like
Mhm.
just like drunk or high or something like that. And I just thought they shit on the ground. And I was like, damn, that's funny. But then I found out like everything about it, and I was like, all right, that's not really that funny anymore. Like, and this dude posted on his
and then not only post the video, but then post a second video of him doing commentary over it and clearly making fun of the dude, like just out in the open publicly like that. So good for
Wonder if
him.
it's still up. Is it
He's
still
gone.
up?
I don't know if it's still. I haven't dabbled with that yet. But I asked my dad. I said, "So who's taking over?" And he's like, "Oh, the Frito-Lay guy that stocks the." And I was like, "Good for him, man.
Oh
Good
my
for him."
gosh.
I don't know who that
Is it actually, or is that a joke?
Yeah, no, he was like, "Yeah, I think it's the guy that delivered them the chips, the Lays." I was like,
Oh
"Hey,
my gosh.
good for him. Good for
He's
him."
a delivery
Dude.
guy, and now he's the now he's the new kingpin of the local grocery chain.
Do you think you probably make decent money doing that?
Yeah, I know. That's what I asked. I
Oh,
wonder how much that salary is.
Decent,
Literally,
right?
literally
just-
hundreds of dollars a year.
That's what I was just thinking of a good. Yeah, I was gonna say. Now what's he gonna do to make $30K a year? He's so fucked.
Dude, it's hard to come by a job like that on Noggin, though.
It is. It
Fucking
definitely
like
is.
steady
True.
job. You know what I mean? Like
It
that
definitely
dude's been
is.
over there for over 10 years.
So do you guys have any weekend stories from this past
Dude,
weekend?
I've just
Dude,
been
I'm almost
enjoying
30. I
the.
don't do shit on the weekends.
I'm just doing chores, dude. Getting the garden all
Just
set up.
choring.
Garden ready. Did the first mow today. That felt good.
I had a whirlwind of a weekend, I'll tell you that.
Did you?
Oh yeah, pretty bad, but I haven't shut up this whole time, so I want to open it up.
Well, I wanted to
Yeah.
kind of get on. I'm gonna tell my story. So my niece's one year birthday was yesterday on Saturday, and
It's a memorable one.
Dylan, you just
Oh, it's
kind of
not.
referenced that you're 30 or almost 30 and you don't do anything. Well, I just had honestly a horrible situation happen on Thursday. So I was playing football, like just throwing it around, and there's this kid. He was like a sophomore in high school. He was just relative of Molly, and he was throwing it with his dad, and his dad was like, "Ah, fuck, I gotta go in the garage." He's like, "I can't do this for too much longer." And so I was like sitting on the deck, and Molly's like, "Oh, Tony, you go." And I was like, "Okay, I'll go throw for a little bit." And so I was getting to like that zone where I was just like fucking just hucking, Joe Montana's just spiral, just like being sick, like throwing like just a lot. This morning, my fucking shoulder just still does. And I was
Aching?
thinking, God damn it, I'm getting old. It was like
Here
that
it comes.
realization, like, holy shit, there it is. I'm getting old.
Dude,
It's getting old,
dude,
boys.
Kelly and I, we go play catch. We let like Marshall run around for like an hour or so, and like we have a football, and we'll fucking toss that thing around. And like you just said, like the first time I went, and it was a while since I threw. I was like, dude, my fucking shoulder, like so.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, because I haven't thrown a football in a really long
She'll
time.
get kind of mad at me too, because I'll throw like a piss miss ladder, and she'll like fucking run it and
Oh my
catch
gosh.
it.
Gotta fucking get behind him, Kelly.
So that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. That was a
Well, she's really good at throwing and catching too, so it's fun.
Nice.
demoralizing
yeah.
morning for me.
Yeah, it's fun.
I also had a I'm getting old moment this weekend, which is fucking hilarious that everyone's having
It sucks,
Just
man. It sucks.
getting case of the olds, man. I fucking Friday night, was it Friday night? Yeah. I was drinking at my folks' house for my mom's birthday, and I had taken my bike over there with Abel's bike in the back of my truck, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking get drunk and ride my bike home tonight. Just, spur of the moment. Might as well, And I'm just fucking hill bombing this big ass hill, and I'm just giving her fucking hell. And the bike, I like do like a wheelie, and the bike comes out from underneath me.
Oh no.
And I like how you do like a wheelie, you fail to do the wheelie, but you catch
You
on
catch
your feet
yourself
and
and you run a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but dude, I was going so fast that I like stomped on both feet and like ran super hard, and like woke up the next morning with just swollen knees and ankles. I think I need double knee replacements, dude.
Oh,
They're so
gosh.
fucking sore.
There's nothing worse than like when you hit your feet really hard. Let's say like at this age, you like jump off of
Yes,
something that you
dude.
really shouldn't. Your feet slap the ground and you feel that like vibration and it just aches. Oh,
Feels like you're
not to
getting
mention
electrocuted.
knees. Yeah, not to mention like knees and ankles. Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah,
a
for
pretty
sure.
active person, so I don't really feel, I feel old sometimes.
Don's like, you fat fucks. I can run
No.
20 miles and I'm chilling.
No, dude,
Yeah.
I get super sore too, but you just gotta. I mean, like I said, I'll probably like put my body through more than I should be.
Mm-hmm. Because what
You get sore
what
from actually
I
exercising.
was gonna say
though.
what you get sore from is something that would put us in a coma, probably.
Yeah.
That...
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe.
If I'm running 20 miles, it better be towards the hospital.
Also,
Fuck
before
that.
your
These colors don't run.
before your story, Aaron, how about let's clap it up for UP weather, Chris?
Oh,
It
UP
turned,
weather.
man. It turned. Let's go.
Dude.
Full swing here.
So
Although it's gonna
fucking
cool
nice,
off the
bro.
next couple days, but the sun will
It's
still be
it's
out. It'll help, but
not planting any veggies yet. I mean,
No.
it's too early.
yep. But it was
Too early.
absolutely beautiful this weekend, and it has
My
been for like the
God.
last week, and it's just just your happiness.
Oh, dude, depression is just going down like crypto.
Put it in the
right
closet
now.
for now.
Getting that
Yep.
vitamin D, baby.
Oh yeah.
Fucking A,
It was
buddy.
nice. Very nice.
I'm sunburnt actually. It feels so good to be I don't even care. It feels good to be fucking burnt.
So that's good. That's
For sure, for
like
sure.
the best of the week right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Aaron, it kind of sounds like your weekend was could fall into the worst of the week category. What's going on here?
Yeah. So Friday, we're racing to get stuff done. We get it all done. I go home, shower. Me and Amelie are over at friend's house having a few margaritas, and I hadn't really got into it. I hadn't really got into any yet, and I get a work call, and I'm like, oh
no.
my gosh! And
The worst.
the ironic thing with work calls is that I get out at 4:30. People don't get home through traffic and whatever from work and picking up kids until like 5:30. So I'll get
Calling
home
around
and
6.
shower.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll get home, shower, and I'm like, all right, Friday night, here we go. And I get a call. I'm like, okay, whatever. I walk them through it on the phone. Seems like a simple fix. They're like, oh yeah, our AC's running. After their AC was out, I walked them through it. Whatever, they got it running. I was like, okay, call me in an hour if it's a problem. So I'm like, okay, let's hang out here for a little bit, not doing anything crazy. Call back in an hour, and I'm like, all right, guys, see you later. So I go there. Apartment's 90 degrees.
Whew.
Jesus.
It's not the Amish
and-
lady, is it?
No, third floor apartment, so all the heat rises.
No, all the lights
and
are
it's
off
just-
in that one, dude.
And it's just roast. There is no lights. They had to uninstall the lights.
Yeah.
So anyways, I replaced like everything that I know how to replace on an HVAC system. I replaced in there, still didn't work. So I put a portable AC unit up in there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going home. I get home after 2 hours on this call. I call them. I'm like, hey, I'm not coming back. Going to bed. Go to bed. I ended up watching like the rest of the playoff hockey game that night, and go to bed.
Rip Toronto.
5 hours of sleep. Call 6 a.m. Hey, that AC unit you brought keeps tripping the breaker, and the apartment's
Oh,
still
no.
at like 85 degrees. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So then I go.
Do they
to
have
grab my
windows open? Like, are they not problem solving at all?
No, windows were closed. Like whatever.
Fucking helpless human beings.
Take a cold
dude.
shower, you
So-
fucking pussy.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
so-
open the fucking window and turn the fan on.
So I wake up to this call at 6 a.m. I'm like, all right, it's not a rush. They're going to work, whatever. They're not going to be there. So I go to grab my laundry. I have a double door. So when I go out my back door, it's in like an entryway, and then the actual back door is there. So I go downstairs to grab my laundry. I lock myself out of the apartment.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like,
dude.
you got to be kidding me. So me and my roommate have air conditioners. So I just pushed up his air conditioner because it's behind the house, like off the street. And I grabbed the stick from the fire pit and just like propped it up, and then climbed on top of a garbage can to get into my house.
Wow.
And
Good God.
then went to the call, and it was just this huge thing. So that's my story. Just terrible.
God. You could have ended your life in the basement, and
Oh, dude.
that's it. No more problems. That sounds terrible, dude. That sounds awful.
It was just one thing after another, right?
So they eventually get their shit fixed?
I went there and put a different portable in which the compressor actually works in it. And they got home that night and said, oh, yeah, my room's super cool. Like, thanks. And I was like, see you on Monday.
Yeah.
So,
So
No
when
kidding.
Aaron went there with the Mike Myers mask and a little friendly little guy named Wood Splitter.
come on now.
Oh shit.
We have the episode of The Drunk Off. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and you can use those, which I noticed in one of the episodes previously. I said goosed in one of them. So
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I did say goose, but we also got into Dylan, one of your options or your picks was Darv. And so I I wanted to get right into it because I absolutely love the story, and I know Aaron's just shaking in his boots right now, getting ready for the
little anxious.
for the story. But I feel like people really want to hear that story because after listening again to Dylan's pick of Darv, a lot of people are probably like, "What the hell?" So I guess to start off, giving us the idea of Darv in general, how it started, going back to the Jackass boys.
Wow. You want me to tell how we got the name too?
Well, yeah, I mean, Darv is, obviously it's
Right.
something we didn't make up.
I have no idea what the fuck Darv is, honestly. So
we can also probably drop a link in the Twitter once this comes out to because I don't know if it's in like an episode of Jackass, like in like a movie or whatever, but it might be like the deleted scene stuff, like Jackass 2.5 or something like that. Anyways, so Dave England is one of the characters on Jackass, and for a while there, he would just get like absolutely piled up. Ding! We need to have like a drunk word bell that goes off, just ding. Yeah. Somebody uses it. Anyway, so he would just get like completely destroyed, and he would just like act totally just crazy, getting kicked out of places. And they called his drunk alter ego Darv instead of Dave.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So, there was a night. There was a day.
There was a day. A morning.
Yeah. So Tony came down, and please feel free to interrupt me if I don't get the details right. Tony came down to check out this chili cook-off. Ironically enough, the guy who puts on the chili cook-off, I'm watching his dog at his house right now. So I have won the chili cook-off 2 years out of 4.
Oh, Aaron was runner-up. Aaron had a dynasty going for a little bit there.
Yeah. I won the opening rig, and then the second year I came in first as well. And then I was dethroned because of politics the third year.
Yeah, you should have had a three-peat. Yeah, you should have had a three-peat.
I should have. We were looking for the Triple Crown, but alas. So anyways, Tony comes down. I think it was a Friday. Yeah. Or no, was this?
This cook-off was Saturday.
Side story, is this the night that we went down for the Long Islands too?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to take a little quick pit stop here, folks. We went down to the Blue Dog Tavern on the pseudo Upper West Side of Grand Rapids.
Send a check, and, no free ads.
It was it was Long Island night. It was like $5 Long Island night. And we're like, oh yeah, because Blue Dog is one of my favorite bars, great food, whatever. I don't even think we got food.
Nope.
And we had
actually, I'm gonna pause you because side story. I had showed up to Grand Rapids. Aaron was still working when I showed up, so his house was locked. And I believe you assumed that your roommate was going to be there, and he wasn't. So it was locked, so I had nowhere to go. And you were just like, oh, just go hang out with Amelie for a bit. So I was like, oh, okay. So I went to go hang out with Amelie and her friends. And before, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pick up a Sixer, a Busch Light, just, have a couple, like, until Aaron gets off. I ended up finishing the whole fucking thing in like an hour.
Nice.
And so, yeah, I'm pretty good and greased. And ding!
Right.
And Aaron, this is when he was like, "Oh, let's go get some Long Islands." And I wanted to bust the cherry because it was at the time I had never had a Long Island, and I have not had one since.
You never had one at that point?
Nope, that was my first time having one. I obviously had known about them because they're a huge staple in Saturday nights and Friday nights. But Aaron,
yeah, I've never had one either.
Come back to you, Aaron.
So anyways, we go get these Long Islands. There's a picture that maybe we'll post. You'll have to edit this if you don't want to put them
I'm okay with it.
I think, Tony, you had probably a couple of Long Islands after the Busch Lights. And there's a photo where Tony's eyes, he looks like a Cabbage Patch doll where the eyes are all, the eyes that open. He's just like all over the place, man. They're just like rolling around like marbles in his head.
I remember, I think I had the first one, And we were sitting
He
at a
was-
table with with a bunch of his work friends that I didn't know, and it was fine.
Oh yeah.
And I remember sitting there, and I was just like looking around, and I was just like, "What the fuck is in this?" Because I just absolutely turned, like into another dimension. I was like, "What is going on?" And I remember he was like, "You want another one?" He's like, "You want another one?"
You
like,
look
"Fuck
one way
no."
and you move your head and your face is still looking in one direction. You're like, ugh, oh
Seriously,
fuck.
it was so bad. So that was Friday night.
So that was Friday night. So chili cook-off is on Saturday. So we get up, go over to my buddy's house to get set up, get tables set up, bring the chili over there. And at this point, it's like what? Maybe 10 a.m.?
Yeah, it's about 10.
10 a.m. around there. So we go over and there's a keg of, I forget what it was. He used to have a keg of like Two Hearted.
Solid gold.
Buy.
It was
Solid
it was
gold.
solid gold.
Oh, so good.
So good old.
And on the
Founders.
keg, it was so
Oh my
fucking
God.
good. It was so good.
Yeah.
So
So good.
Let's see.
So good.
solid gold is 4.4 ABV, 4.4%. So
Oh.
But hold on, pause. I just realized this. Did you guys know that keg beer, you guys probably know, but I never knew this. Maybe the listeners don't, but you drink more keg beer because there's less carbonation, so it can hold in your stomach more, because when you drink out of a can or a bottle, the carbonation fizzes and makes you feel bloated. So when you get to like the 10, 12, pretty good night, pretty good day, whatever, how much you're drinking or whatever, you're going to feel very full and you're going to not want to drink anymore. When you drink keg beer, it's less carbonated, so you can hold it down more. So you are getting drunker, but you're not getting that like bloated feeling. I mean, if you drink, 30 cups, obviously you're gonna feel pretty bloated. But that's why.
And I think that's why
that's
why I'm not a big fan of keg beer.
And that's why you get more hungover. Like the next day, you're like, oh, fucking keg beer. That's why, because you drink more.
Interesting.
Dude,
that's why I never really liked keg beer, because it was so flat. I like the carbonation.
I love it.
The
fact that, Tone, you said if you're having a good night, like I wonder if there's like some listeners who you said, you drink like 10, 12 beers.
They're like, what the fuck?
14, just 14, 18 beers. Just 23 and a half
Just a quick
beers.
24 PK. I mean,
yeah.
You're like, who the hell are these guys?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the action. Darv.
We are not the
same. So we go through this chili cook-off day. We're drinking, we're hanging out. There's people coming up from all over. It's a good time. Tony's getting to know everybody that I kind of like transitioned to being friends with once I had no more friends from college or you guys down here. So the replacements, if you will. And so we eventually I win the chili cook-off. And we get a ride from, I forget who it was, down to Amelie's house, where there's a Halloween party going on.
Because this was Halloween weekend. It was a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, it was killer. So Amelie's having this party there. And we roll up, and I mean, we are droopy right now. Like we walk into that place and we're droopy. So oh man, it starts to get muddy from this point. I remember talking to a lot of people that were like, oh my gosh, you're here. And I'm like, this is my friend Tony. It's like, this is the one you hear all the stories that are going to be in our future podcast about. And they're like, oh great. And I mean, I don't remember.
We're never going to fucking listen to it.
I hardly remember any of those. No, some of them have. Yesterday, one of her friends told me that she listened to it. And I was like, that wasn't.
Yeah, shout out to the females too, because the statistics on the first couple episodes that we've put out, it's about 64% male and 36% female. So I was surprised by that. So shout out to the ladies that are listening.
It's just all of our wives.
So anyways, so it's Halloween. There's a bunch of costumes there. I'm not sure, and this is like a random side question I gotta ask. Is this the year we did the Lego costumes?
Yes, it was.
So
because we went, you actually, I'm pretty sure that we went chili cook-off the first party, wasn't it? And then Amelie's?
Yeah, chili cook-off was like an all-day thing until the evening.
So we didn't go from cook-off to Amelie's. We went cook-off to Lego Man. We were the Lego guys at that first party, right? And then we went to Amelie's. So that's why we were so droopy. Not only the cook-off, but we had gone to a different party after, and then went to Amelie's. And let me tell you, the confidence in Aaron, like when we walked in, like in what he was doing and saying and all this stuff. I had never seen it ever before in my life. I mean, this is just kind of a precursor to like what finally happened at the end of the night. But I'm telling you, the confidence, and what I mean by that is, we walk in and Amelie was there, obviously throwing the party, and there was this dude there that, kind of handsome, kind of, Aaron out loud was like, "Oh yeah, look at this guy. He's dressed all nice. He's looking real good. Yeah, Amelie's friend." Like, he's saying this out loud and everyone can hear him. So I was like, "Oh shit, okay, Aaron's on a different level tonight." And so they got a picture, and apparently they were like in a photography class together. They were like learning about photography, and obviously, again, Aaron was pretty good and greased and goosed. And they got a picture, Amelie and this guy and like a bunch of other people, and he stood next to Amelie in the picture. And out loud again, Aaron goes, "Hey, Tony, why don't you go up there and get in the picture?"
And I was taking the picture.
Yeah.
I was taking the picture.
I was just sitting on the couch, just minding my own business, like looking around. And Aaron goes, "Tony, why don't you, Tony, you go up in there? You know what? Actually, go in between Amelie and that guy." Out loud, and everyone hears this. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And so Aaron goes, "Yeah, Tony, a nice, tall, handsome, tan individual. Yeah, you go there, Tony, and stand in between." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, Aaron is just on one tonight." So that's how it started.
Tony totally was like, my friend card in his wallet was crumbling at that point because it was stretched to the furthest.
I did love it though, because again, I had never experienced you at this point. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be very interesting, because the party had not just started, but we kind of showed up in the middle, so I knew that there was gonna be we're gonna be there for quite a while, and this is how we were starting. So I was like, all right, this is gonna be an interesting night, and boy was it.
So party's going on, we're mingling. I'm probably doing whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. Eventually, I walk into the kitchen, and I see their paper towel roll that's on like an upright stand, and it is shredded in half. And when I say in half, I'm not meaning like it's like shredded to bits. There's literally a very jagged but definitive bottom and a top that is just like dangling there. And I walk in there and I'm like, because I don't know a lot of these people. These are some of their friends from college and stuff. And so I'm in the mix. I'm a stranger to some of these people like Tony is. So I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Like, is this starting to get out of hand? And I say that now, sober, is this getting out of hand? But that night, you might as well throw a badge and some cuffs on me, because I was detective Signory at this point. So I look up, I run out of the kitchen, or stumble out of the kitchen, and I'm looking left and right. The room is like kind of whirring by me. And I see this guy there, and he's wearing like Under Armour leggings under his shorts, black Under Armour leggings, and black Under Armour like long sleeve under his shirt. And he's got a drawstring bag on, and I don't know if he had a face mask or what, but he turns around, and this guy's like all squirrely. And so I lock eyes on him, and he turns around, and in that drawstring bag is a full roll of paper towel with the eyes X'd out and a frowny face. And my eyes went like the side, like as wide as the moon. And I said, "It's the bounty hunter." And this guy was going around to parties that night, cutting people's paper towel rolls in half. And I said, "Absolutely not."
Aaron was fucking heated.
All over a paper towel roll. So the next part, even muddier yet. We're still somehow drinking. Like, I don't know if they made like Jello shots or whatever. We're still like going for it. It hasn't stopped yet. And I mean, this is probably at least 11. So I mean, we're 12 hours in on our shift.
It's a long shift, very long shift.
So we continue. I pull Tony aside, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, XYZ, this guy's bounty hunters is fucked up. They're vandalizing the house." And I very faintly remember you like being supportive, but like not as adamant. You're like, "Yeah, that is pretty fucked up." Then anyways,
you gotta go get him.
No. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, Aaron was like, it was his duty that night to kick that guy out and like ream him a new asshole, because when he had first found out and saw the guy out loud, he was just like, "Oh, this guy thinks he's fun." Like, because the guy eventually went downstairs and he was being so open about it, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy's just cutting up to paper towel, and this guy thinks he's funny. He thinks he's funny, huh? This guy's coming around, going to parties, and everyone's like, oh, Aaron, it's you know, it's not a big deal. Like, it's just a thing. And he's like, no, this is fucking bullshit. And he was like actually getting pissed, and I was like, oh no. So this is when I was like, okay, this is really a different Aaron tonight. I said, I've never experienced this ever in my life. And he was just
think I'm
so
fucking joking?
Yes, like that's how it was. And everyone's like, no, Aaron, it's cool. And he's like, it's not fucking cool, dude. And he's just freaking out.
And I thought, from my point of view, when I was like, the guy was downstairs playing some sort of game or something. And I went downstairs, Tony followed me, and Amelie's brother actually followed me, and he's like putting up more of his thing. He's like, hey dude, just chill, it's fine. I was like, no. So, and when I went down there, I thought I was Kimbo Slice. I really thought I was Mike Tyson. And I went down there and I was like, this dude is going to see a very poor sight of a man that has had way too much to drink in his mid-20s, but is far out of college and probably shouldn't even be here. And I remember looking at the kid in the face, and I was like, I had the paper towel in my hand, and I showed it to him. I put it right in front of his face. I was like, you think this is funny? And I thought for sure, I thought that kid was going to run out of there. And he looks at me very calmly and says, what do you mean? And I couldn't believe it.
Aaron,
because
it was like backfires. He backfires.
He wasn't intimidated at all. Like,
Aaron thought he was going to be scared and stuff.
I thought he was going to book it out of the house, and I was going to be like, all right, everybody, let's get back to this party that I shouldn't still be drinking at, you know?
Yeah. Let's go, Aaron.
Yeah. And then after that, I went, somehow, somebody's going to give us a ride home. Me and Tony were out on the porch talking to some guys from that we also didn't know. And I was like, man, I don't want to carry this. I had some leftover chili from Nathan's, my roommate's girlfriend. And I was like, I don't want to carry this home. So I open up the lid of this thing and dump it over the side of the porch. And then we, which there's grass there. There's grass there. It's good. I was like, whatever, some neighborhood cat will get it. We go home, go to bed finally at whatever time. I wake up in the morning and I walk out into I wake up in the morning and I get a call, first of all. And Amelie said, hey, can you come and, is that your chili that's on the side of the porch? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I threw it in the bushes. She's like, no, there's no bushes there. That's just our driveway. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I get up. Tony's like sleeping on the couch in the room. I just like walk in, obviously very, headache and whatever. And I'm like, I kind of darved it last night, didn't I? And Tony looks at me and says, yeah, you kind of did.
It was so fucking, I remember I was on the couch, like still fucking drunk, like half sleeping. And I just heard because I remember Aaron like throwing the chili, and I could hear him like, no, yeah, it's cool. There's bushes. And then I couldn't hear Amelie on the phone, but then he was just like, oh shit. and then he walked in and he was just like, I gotta go clean that chili up. But coming back to the kid, it was, I'm not kidding, it was so funny. He was so destined and determined to get this kid kicked out, and like he said, when he came down the stairs to confront him, he was just like hyping himself up, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking just go crazy on this guy. And like, again, each thought that he was gonna say this to him, and he was gonna like run out of the place or like be scared, and he just walked up straight face, like wide eyed, just fucking staring at him like, you think this is funny? And he was serious. Aaron was serious too. Like, he wasn't joking. It wasn't satire.
I was ready to die.
Yes,
I was ready to die.
Beat that guy's fucking ass, and it did not work. And all night he just was so fired up about like, yeah, just going around cutting toilet, like that's fucked up. That's fucked up. And everyone's just, Aaron, it's cool. It's not a big deal. We'll go and buy more tomorrow.
Get the hell out of here.
It was again, I've never seen Aaron like that ever in my life, and it to this day I'll never ever forget it. And
wow.
Then that morning, I darved it last night, didn't I? that was so funny.
Jesus Christ.
So funny.
So I will never drink that much again. Keg beer, or I don't think we got into anything else that night in terms of alcohol. Maybe we did, but it was I learned a lesson that night, and
Yeah,
Wait,
no
so
more,
you
that
would-
less-
no more 14-hour
that le-
shifts.
Yeah,
Hold on a
that lesson
second.
is just to be more intimidating, really.
I have a question. Are we allowed? Is there a question section to your part, or
Mhm.
are we allowed?
Just
I
go ahead,
might-
fire it off.
So that was the separate day. You drank the Long Island's the night before.
No,
So
yeah.
you were just fucked up on keg beer, dude. Like, and just were you just having
Yep.
shots too? Or just
I don't really think so. I think we were trying to kind of stick to one kind of ammunition there to,
getting
to make
after
sure,
it.
to ensure that the next day wasn't so miserable, but it was miserable for a whole different reason.
Well, we're gonna
But that-
get in. Speaking of like 14-hour shifts and just the long shifts. Obviously, that is possible. Actually, what I should say is what you did, Aaron, and what I did with the keg beer, because it was solid gold. It was kind of like a craft beer. But I feel like most long days, if you're gonna have a long day of drinking, it has to be something that's on the lighter portion.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
And
We're
gotta-
talking about domestics here, folks.
yeah.
Yes,
And so
baby.
we're gonna do we're gonna give our takes on maybe our like top 4 domestic beers, because I know that's that's kind of what we do, right? We're not really big
Yeah.
craft guys. Like I enjoy craft beer every once in a while, but
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be going
every
to
now and then.
somewhere like an event or like I said,
Yeah.
kind of drinking for maybe the whole day, it's gonna be a domestic beer.
Which is
Yeah,
most days for me is drinking all day. So
There's nothing worse than showing up to an event with like a pick a 6-pack. You've got a Walmart bag that's blowing out at the bottom, just clinking. There's just bottles falling out. Be like, hey, I got some. You guys should try it. Everyone's just like, yeah, dude, this isn't it, man. Get with the domestic program.
I don't think you were invited, actually.
And I will say it was a hard turn for me from Coors Light college days. No spoilers ahead. When I came to Grand Rapids, I was laughed at because Grand Rapids had won Beer City like 2 years in a row. Beer City USA, Grand Rapids was named. I think we got beat out this year. But Chris, Tony, you both got to taste Grand Rapids in terms of Beer City USA, and I'd say you probably had a pretty good time. But
Oh, definitely.
the domestics, the college days, the all night shifts, the bread and butter.
Not
Meat
even
and
just
potatoes.
that, but not even just that, but as I age, I enjoy these beers more and more. I feel. I don't know about you guys, but it's
I
just,
do. Because like when you're younger, obviously in like the just trying out beer, like everyone I feel like thinks it's gross.
Yeah.
And when you get that first sip, whatever age your parents let you take a sip, whether you're 5 or 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But I noticed
It's in a bottle.
like I
You're
work with a
nursing
couple
it out
guys
of
that
a
are
bottle.
younger, and I ask, they're like 19, and I ask them, and they're like, "No, dude, I think beer's gross." And I'm thinking, well, at 19, I don't think it should be still gross. But like
Yeah,
you said, Chris, as we get older, I don't know, I enjoy like that.
for
I
sure.
never saw myself in my younger years, if I were to do like an outside job, like weed whack or cut the grass, I would go straight for like a bottle of water. But
Oh,
now
no
that I'm
way.
older, now
No
I
way.
understand like
Yeah.
The
hot-
lawnmower beers.
the hot
Grass
sun.
cut beer,
It's
baby.
so
Mhm.
fucking good. Like the
So and
taste.
And to be-
actually,
And to be able
Actually,
to get 6 of them for under $8
yeah,
is
yeah.
just the best thing in the world.
Which
and actually down here in GR, there's restaurants that have their beer menus and they have all the craft stuff and all stuff. And then they have a lawnmower section. It doesn't even say lawnmower beers. It just says lawnmower section.
So
And
sick.
maybe I can throw that up on the Twitter, but literally the lawnmower beers, it's all like Rolling Rock
that's
and
hilarious.
a
That is
bunch of
hilarious.
other
Great idea. That's a great idea. I really like
grass
that.
cut beers, man.
So
That's our merch.
we're not gonna do like a draft, kind of like we did with the drunk words, but I think maybe we should just go, one by one, get your
Get
list,
some riffage on it.
get some top forage, and then maybe throw in an honorable mention.
I like that.
One that you enjoy, but maybe won't seek it out. So
All right.
I guess I'll go first.
Go ahead. Let's see what you got, Tone.
Number one, it can't be controversial. I mean, it's just it's number one for a reason, and I'm sure everyone probably knows where I'm going with this. But the good old Busch Latte. My
Dude.
number one, if I need
The
to,
blue smoothie. The blue smoothie.
if I have to drink all
Mhm.
day, or if I just want like a quick sixer or something, like the blue smoothies never disappoint. They're always there. Number two for me,
Yeah.
and this is Chris. A thank you to Chris and Aaron actually. Nothing beats a good. If you want to have a good night, again, people might judge us for this, but you want to have a good night just with your buddies. You pick up a 12 PK of some Miller High Life bottles.
Oh, bottles for life, man.
That
when it comes to
is
Miller High Life.
my number two and
Yes,
my second
sir.
choice if I'm not feeling the blue smoothies. Miller High Life in a bottle just slaps. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a very good beer.
I think me and Aaron just.
Bush Light in a bottle too.
Busch
You
Light
gotta
in a
you
bottle.
gotta
Yes.
give credit.
That
Now,
gives
Yeah.
me
we
small,
could divide it by
small
cans.
town bar vibes. Bush Light in a
Yeah.
bottle.
For $2, dude.
Mhm.
Get the fuck out of here.
So number three, this one might be a little shocker, but I've fair share of these nights hanging out with the moms, but a nice Mickey Ultra,
Yeah.
a little
man.
little skinny tall of Mickey Ultra.
And I would say that's a domestic beer, but that is definitely not on the cheap section. I will say that.
No,
first and
I guess
foremost.
that's true. That is very true.
But that's okay. We're not doing cheap here. We're just doing domestic beer. You know, you go down to a McDonald's, you can get one of these bad boys.
Yep, I guess it was more of domestic. I guess that's kind of my list because number four is actually Rolling Rock. Aaron, you mentioned it
Oh,
earlier.
really?
dude.
Number four is Rolling Rock. Yes, I
Rocks.
do
man.
enjoy
Rocks.
the rocks.
That's
every
a
once in a
great
while.
choice, my dude.
Yep. Had to throw green bottle in there.
Mhm,
But,
gotta get that green flavor.
Honorable mention has to be a 24 PK of Coors.
Mm.
Just from, that was, like Aaron said earlier, the Ferris days, that was definitely splittage of Aaron and I going to the store, picking up a 24 PK and having a night. And yeah, I'm good with the list. I
Nice
made sure
list,
to
Tom.
highlight on my number two pick, Miller High Life, in all caps, not Miller Lite.
Yeah, absolutely
And
not.
I'm not going to judge anybody
Absolutely
if that made the list, because that is a cheap beer that I just don't like.
Swill. Garbage fucking beer.
Hopefully your mom doesn't listen.
Fuck. Or most people from
You said
Wisconsin.
Miller Lite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst. Yeah, the worst. Honestly.
It's such a weird taste. Like I can't understand. Like Miller Lite to me,
It
tastes
wants to
like-
be Miller High Life.
yeah, it just tastes like the can. It just tastes like
Yeah.
nothing with aluminum.
Yep.
All
I
right,
mean,
well,
obviously, like beggars can't be choosers, but holy shit.
true. I won't turn down a free beer.
Yeah.
As
I'll
I'm
beg.
sure no
I'll
one
beg a
else
little
would.
bit. I'll beg a little bit harder for something better.
That's a fact.
Yeah. All right. So, if you guys don't mind, I'll go next.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead, man.
because
I don't know. This is tough. Because my first two are the same as your first two, Tone. Except the only
Same
difference is
order?
that I put Busch Light bottles instead of just Busch Light.
Yeah, bottles do. I mean, yeah, that it seems to be the trend with a lot of beers.
Yeah.
The bottle just is so
So
much better than the can.
So since those two are the same, I'll just add my honorable mention and just do 3 beers. And I'm gonna go with Hams.
Oh boy.
I fucking love Hams. You can get like a 6-pack of stovepipes, which is 16 ounces. You can get a 6-pack of stovepipes for like $4.99. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
a 12 pack at our local grocery store. We were talking about the prices being outrageous. A 12 pack of Hams was $7.99.
Unreal.
It's
And the
can't
flavor
beat
is-
it.
The flavor's there for a cheap beer. It tastes almost like a Busch Light and Miller High Life had sex. Like it's just like a light, cheap, shitty beer, but it's easy to drink.
But if you want your shit looking like
Yes,
a mixture of pudding and
Yeah. Your asshole's gonna be
I don't
bleeding
know,
by
bacon
noon.
bits the next
Yeah.
morning. That's
Yep, 100%. And then number 2, I'm gonna go with Moosehead. Love fucking Moosehead.
Oh, it is an import, but we'll
Is it
give
really?
it to you.
Oh,
yeah,
it's Canadian.
It's Canadian. That's
Fuck.
all right though, because it's easily accessible where we're at. It's easily accessible.
that's true.
So,
That's
yeah.
true.
And then, well, I hope this one's not import, but I'm quite certain it's not. But Black Label is
Oh,
my
yeah.
next favorite
fucking
cheap
Black
beer.
Label. Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
Aaron brings up like a 6-pack of them every time he comes up every now, and it's just like you see that the gas station sticker button. It's like $5.99 for like
just
12 of them or
orange.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an orange
Oh
one.
gosh.
And those are another one that will keep you on the can until fucking 10 a.m. So drinker beware.
Go ahead,
But yeah,
Dylan.
that's all I got.
So what's this list? Sorry, I kind of missed part of it because
There's
my Zoom was taking a shit.
we don't have a set list. It's just cheap beer, domestic, like kind of like a top 4 ranking, and then give an honorable mention.
Honorable mention. All right. Well, my first one's probably Coors Light. I think it has the best flavor for a light beer.
Coors Light over Busch Light, hey? Wow.
Yep.
Dylan always gets Coors,
Wow.
yeah.
You're always drinking Coors, dude.
I know it's a little bit more expensive, but
Yeah.
you're getting a little bit more flavor. You know what I mean?
I honestly don't consider Coors a cheap beer.
Really?
I mean, it is cheap. Like considering like you can get a 12-pack,
Yeah.
a 6-pack of something for
right. It's Bud Light cheap.
$10.
It's like a tier
Yeah.
higher, one tier
Second
higher.
second one's Bushies.
Mhm.
Busch Heavy or Busch Light?
Bush Heavy.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's
Oh, okay.
That's yeah. You
And then Bush
Very
Light.
nice.
Bush Light and Bush Heavy are just like honestly, like I would say Bush Light just because like my stomach will be a lot less fucked up the next day. But like if I'm trying to get the job done, it's gonna be Bush Heavies. You know what I mean?
Heavies are so good,
But day
dude.
drinking, yeah, day drinking is definitely like a fucking Bush Light.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
If I'm trying to get like super cheap beer, High Life, I just bought a 6-pack of 16 ounces for fucking
Nickels.
It was like $6 and like 10 cents. Like
That's
it was
crazy.
like
Yeah,
super
and you're
cheap.
good.
So it's
You're
like
good and dickered off that too.
Yeah.
You drink all 6 of those.
Honorable mention. Man, I can't say Bud Light or Budweiser, but I'm gonna say honorable mention, like Bud Ice.
Oh,
Nice.
boy. That's really getting the job done there on a budget.
That's what I'm
Those
saying,
are
man. Like
dangerous
if
waters.
you're on a ball of budget, that's it right there. Because like I fucking hate Bud Light Platinums. Like I drank way too many of those when I was stationed in Italy, and holy fuck!
Oh my
I can't
gosh.
drink them ever again.
Bud Light Platinum. I forgot about that. That was like
Yeah,
Chris and I got those when we were like 16.
they're essentially Bud Ice and Bud Platinum are like essentially the same fucking thing.
It's like
Bud Light Platinums are
8%.
so bad.
Ugh.
Way overrated. Way overrated.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, what do you got?
All right, number one for me. It's fluctuated in my life, but right now, right in the pocket at number one is Miller High Life. That
Yeah.
is
I knew it.
that is the golden suds that I desire to have in a
That's
frosted mug.
Champagne
right
and beer,
there.
baby.
That's sweet
Champagne
yellow
beer,
nectar.
man. Yep, and for sure in
Sweet
bottles.
nectar.
Sucks having to return bottles instead of cans, but the bottle
I
is
just throw
just
'em away.
something. It's
Throw 'em
totally.
away, dude.
If you took a Miller High Life out of a bottle and out of a can, poured it into a glass, and told somebody these are two different brands of beer, which one you like better? They're gonna say
The
one out
bottle.
of the bottle. They're gonna say
Dude.
that. Even
Good
poured out
experiment. That's
of
a good experiment, dude.
I do
even
like
poured
that.
out of the bottle versus poured out of the can, I guarantee you. And if I'm wrong, then great.
They aren't good.
Fantastic.
they aren't good out of a can. They aren't
It's just
that good
different.
out of a can.
It's a different experience.
It's not that bad. Come on.
I mean,
Has
you're
Dylan-
right. They're
Dylan
not-
has a can.
I'm sorry. They're not that bad, but it's just,
You're
I'm not
wrong and you're
disagreeing
off
with
the
you, Aaron.
podcast.
Aaron, I'm not disagreeing with you. They are better out of a bottle.
you're out of your fucking mind.
So my next one is a domestic that is available. I don't know if they do it nationwide or if it's just in the Midwest, but it's Old Style out of Chicago. And I will say
Doggy
that
style.
I will say Old Style. When people ask what it tastes like, I say it's like a PBR that doesn't have the 5 o'clock shadow, because a PBR is like full blown, like skunk in the nose, like right, like I mean it's a beer with the safety off, and Old Style is a little bit
Well said.
little bit more relaxed. And I actually screwed up. I wrote my wrote my list wrong. So that's actually number 3.
Okay.
Number 2 is Black Label. And that's where I knew
Mhm.
Chris and I would agree. And I don't know if that's from Canada or what, but
No,
man,
Karen
you
Black
get 'em-
Label, I think's out of Detroit. No,
is it?
got
I'll have to look it
hold
up.
on.
Yeah, Google it.
Nice.
Where is Black? It's from Japan.
Dylan, I don't want to see your ass anymore. For the listener, Dylan's being very, very
Brewed in
cold.
Canada. Brewed in Canada since
So it's out.
1926. 1926 they started brewing. So anyways, that's number 3. Number 4, when I'm up in the UP specifically, or if I'm at like a hockey game or whatever, and you only got limited choices, there's almost always the Thanksgiving dinner in a can, the pork chop in a can, the classic
Budweiser.
full-bodied Budweiser.
Butt
I mean,
wiper.
that is like drinking a whole loaf of bread in one shot. I mean, for a 12-ounce can, it is just, and it's full flavored, and you're listening to Kid Rock, and you're, oh man, it's just a blast.
And we've seen
Budweiser.
guys finish a case in like 2 hours tops.
Lunchbox in the can.
Dude, you say Budweiser, but every time I think of Budweiser, I think of the time that I got fucking alcohol poisoning.
Oh my
I
god.
forgot about that.
Yeah, that'll. I'm lucky to have never experienced that. But I will say
The worst 2 days of my life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it for like 2 days too. It was terrible.
It is rough. Honorable mention. Honorable mention. I don't. I'm gonna go with an ice beer because I think Bud Ice is really gross. But and this is Canadian. I'm going Canadian again on you. Molson Ice. Molson, Labatt Ice.
I was gonna say I forgot about Blue Lights too. Blue Lights, like dipping into our northern neighbors. Blue Light is.
That's not domestic though, is it?
No, that's what I'm saying.
It is for us.
Yeah.
I have a good honorable mention domestic. I don't know if you guys have tried it. Dylan, I know you have, but have you guys had Yangling before?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's good.
And supposedly
like High Life.
They said that they were gonna distribute that through like the rest of the country. Like I think it was right before during COVID we got that message. I think I texted you guys maybe. But yeah, they said that, and I still haven't seen it here in Michigan. But it's
pretty good, but it's
being
not,
Ohio.
it's not as good as like High Life.
Oh, man,
I agree.
I think it's probably the novelty.
Let's do 2 your worst beers now.
All right.
I think they're all the same for all of us.
I'm gonna say 2 right now.
Go ahead.
Does malt liquor count?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going first because I want someone to fucking take mine because I know Chris or Aaron's gonna take this motherfucker. Camel XXL.
Oh man, no.
Those are literally the worst tasting things I've ever I consumed in my fucking life. I don't know how someone can make that shit and sell it to people.
They are vile. They are
I'd rather drink Mad Dog 2020 the rest of my fucking life than drink another one of those things for fucking 2 days.
I would rather drink a garbage bag full of beer cans from a frat party. I'd rather drink the corner of the bag. It's so bad.
I've seen Kyle Cartman do that actually.
What's that called?
Well,
Me and Chris were talking about that. There's a name for that. It's called like a party shot or something like that. Or there's a name for that.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
Kyle's listening probably.
Yeah, he is.
You're crazy for that, dude.
My second worst beer is fucking Red Dog.
Never had it.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
Oh, I remember that story.
I got 2.
If we have any fucking kids that never drank Red Dog before listening, don't ever fucking drink it in your life.
Don't do it. I'll do I'm gonna do Colt 45 and Steel Reserve for my worst 2.
Oh.
Steel Reserve, the 511 or whatever. It's like just the aluminum like silver can.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lacquer thinner.
My 2, it's like I don't hate them, but I just think they're overrated. Is Bud Light and Miller Lite. I mean, I talked about it earlier, but
dude, Bud Light's fucking
Bud Light sucks.
Banana water.
Mm-hmm.
Can't handle it.
Fuck Bud Light. That's a bunch of bullshit in a can, dude.
Man, I can't. I'm gonna have to agree with Tony here. Bud Light is the last thing Like
Mhm.
I could be
Yeah.
dehydrated. I could have darved out in the desert and been on inches from death, and the only thing to drink is Bud Light, and I would just salute to the sun and let it take me
No.
because Bud Light is, I've had them at, that's like the only other option is Miller Light. I will take a Bud Light over a Miller Light. I'll say that.
Oh, I don't know.
Miller Light's really low on the totem pole for me.
Hmm.
But that's, man, those are Bud Light and Miller Light. I think those are my two I avoid like the plague.
Yeah, it's just they're very overrated because it's like so many people drink it, and I think it's more of personality. Is like personality to drink it. Is that
It's
the
Miller
right?
time. The weird thing is that
Palate?
Miller makes Miller High Life and Miller Genuine Draft,
Yeah,
which
GDs. Yeah.
and then there's just, which is another, I should say, honorable for good one. I love MGDs, but
Oh yeah.
there's
Miller
no
Goddams.
there's no Miller standard Bud Light, just Budweiser. There's Coors Banquet, so
Mhm.
Coors beer and Coors Light, and then there's not just like a regular Miller beer. It's either High Life. Maybe High Life is the original. Maybe Genuine Draft. I mean, I don't
I
know.
thought
Maybe it's
I
like a
could have.
research thing.
I'm pretty sure that High Life, and I could be wrong, and this might be bad podcasting saying this on the air, but I think High Life and Miller Genuine Draft are made with corn instead of
Wheat?
barley
In the
or
mash?
wheat.
Yeah.
It's made with corn instead. Maybe
think you're
someone.
right.
I thought I heard that
I thought so,
somewhere, and that's
too.
why it's more like yellow and golden.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. Might be worth doing some research before I say something.
No, it's
Just a quick Google. It said that Miller High Life was the first one brewed.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Well, that makes sense.
4.6.
Is the oldest brand. Miller High Life. Yeah.
I thought Yingling was the oldest beer in America.
No, the oldest Miller brand, Chris. Goddamn.
Oh, my bad.
Fuck.
Sorry, dude. Jesus. All right, cool. Well, that was good, boys.
Hopefully no one thinks we're just full blown alcoholics. The last couple
Oh, we are,
episodes.
though. We are.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, you didn't even get into my favorite like mixed drinks yet. Like we're at the very tip.
Oh,
We're
are we
at
just
the
gonna
wine.
send this?
Favorite
We're at the
wine.
cusp.
Favorite kind of Pinot, my favorite kind of cab. Like
We'll save that. We'll do a
Yeah,
best. We'll do that. We'll write that down.
that's a good
We'll
idea.
do a mixed
idea.
drink ranking because that actually is, or like our favorite liquors. Favorite shooters.
or we can have just like a top 5 like favorite non-beer alcoholic drink.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that, and I think Mad Dog might make the list.
Are you
Just kidding.
Shit.
But that
Bootleggers,
phase
Johnny
that
Bootlegger.
phase I went through was unbelievable.
Dude, I would literally be drinking those and I would be trying so hard to be like, man, it's alcohol. And like I seriously couldn't even fucking drink it.
I crushed
Like,
I crushed a couple bottles one night at Central.
I
It's
think I
like-
had like 3 my whole life.
It's like melted
So
Yankee
good.
candles. It's just like it's like melted candle wax. It's
It's
just
not
like
good.
so
It was just really cheap.
strong flavored.
It was cheap and it got the job done.
It's like a Florco, Florco, Four Loco.
Oh, none of us have any wild stories of Four Loco, do we?
I had done the Four Loco challenge one time.
What is that?
It's four locos in an hour.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
That's death.
it's how to get to the hospital in an hour.
No kidding.
I
What
think
the
I
hell?
got through 2.5, maybe.
Oh,
I
that's
did
nasty.
not complete the
Fall asleep
challenge.
after.
Yeah, dude, I just went straight to bed and like woke up in a puddle of my own piss. So,
Oh my gosh.
so yeah, never again. That
Bless you.
was. You're welcome.
Hope you guys enjoyed the beer rankings. Hopefully you enjoyed the Darv story. You can carry on the tradition of calling one of your friends if they do something that they normally don't do.
Yeah.
They definitely Darved it. But that will do it.
Yeah, it's definitely a verb.
That will do it for
Okay.
episode whatever. Failure at its
Oh,
finest
shit,
hour.
motherfucker.
Don't forget again, follow the socials, Twitter at FAIF Hour. We need some followers. We're gonna do some cool stuff on Twitter. We got a YouTube, just doing audio for now, but video will be coming soon. I just gotta
Clips.
get to reach out to the to Thailand and get an editor for 10 cents an hour. And
feel free to engage with us. I'll be making like a I think I'll be putting like a Reddit forum up so we can do like polls, and people can recommend us stuff to do rankings on as well.
mm-hmm.
So,
and you'll know probably already, but we are going to be firing them off every Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So Tuesday morning, when you wake up, make sure you download and hopefully you enjoyed. But well, fellas,
Let's do it at work.
What'd you say? Do it at work?
Listen to it
Listen at work. Yeah, but I like to download the episode like before so I can listen to it offline. But
that's what I do.
Yeah, I would say another promo as well, guys. Definitely go and click the notifications bell on Spotify.
Rate on Spotify too,
and turn your tweet notifications on, because when we get on one on Twitter, it's game over. So
plus YouTube too.
Definitely subscribe.
Get the bells on YouTube, because we're gonna have some really good content, like even stuff that's not even included in the podcast, like maybe like a little vlogging or like
sketch comedy,
shit like that. Yeah, I mean
we'll
have a bunch of stuff for the YouTube, so make sure to follow that. Get the bells going on everything, and stay with it, because we're gonna continue and we'll have some fun. Live long and prosper.
Peace.
All right. We got 60 seconds.
Shit my pants.
60 seconds.
Hey, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet.
Wait. Okay.
I'm not joking. Fuckers.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
I saw a dude. There was a dude ripping fucking pills in the back room one time.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Oh yeah, side story. Remember when we drug all the equipment out of the basketball court behind that place and blew the lid off the town?
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour. Penguin! It was Penguin! Nice! Another perfect round. Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Distinctly remember getting thrown to the ground when that first one blew up.
Thanks for listening.